Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take the source material you've shared, the dense research, the emotional articles, the business analysis, and pull out the critical knowledge you need.
Yeah.
Today, we're getting into the absolute chaos of human relationships as told through popular music lyrics. And we're asking a pretty surprising question.
Which is, how does all that raw drama, all that heartache, translate into, well, cold, hard, Billboard chart supremacy?
It's really a dual mission today, isn't it?
It is. On one side, we're kind of like archaeologists of emotion. We're digging into these four really volatile relationship archetypes. The betrayed, the cheaters, the forbidden lovers, and then the reconcilers.
And on the other side?
On the other, we're immediately holding that messy, vulnerable stuff up against the quantifiable business side of music, the mechanics of the charts, sales metrics, lyrical trends over time.
So it's the ultimate clash. High emotion versus relentless commerce.
Exactly. You have tracks about devastation, heartbreak, even premeditated psychological revenge.
Right next to detailed discussions of, album equivalent units and chart bundling rules.
It's quite the contrast.
Prepare for some truly surprising insights into how deeply your feelings and your streaming habits are actually linked. Okay, let's unpack maybe the most relatable experience of this whole dive.
Yeah.
Being used or cheated on.
Yeah.
We see this whole emotional spectrum here. And it doesn't start with rage, but with this deep vulnerability. Self-doubt.
Right.
You look at Camila Cabello's I Have Questions from 2017.
Yeah.
She really captures that feeling of the inquisitive girl, second-guessing herself, wondering if her ex ever truly cared. It's almost like she's apologizing for feeling played.
It's that moment the mind just tries to rationalize the pain, that asymmetric love, you know?
Yeah.
The narrator accepts all his confusion, maybe hoping to fix what she sees as his brokenness.
So that pain escalates fast.
Oh, it escalates into just devastation. You see it in the Veronicas, You Ruin Me. The singer is just emotionally stripped bare by the infidelity and hopes, almost unforgivingly, that the affair was worth the destruction he caused.
And pop culture is just so good at giving us anthems for that moment of clarity looking back.
For sure.
Taylor Swift's Dear John. Never confirmed, of course, but everyone assumes it's about John Mayer.
Right.
It has that lyric questioning if 19's too young to be played by your dark, twisted games. That's the power of it. Years later, the damage is still so clear.
And then on the retaliation front, the early 2000s gave us Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River.
2002, a classic.
A total classic, fueled by his very public breakup with Britney Spears, and it just became the anthem for anyone who was taken advantage of finally getting the last laugh.
What's so interesting, though, is how fury and self-blame can just collide in the same exact moment.
Oh, absolutely.
Take Beyoncé's Love Drought from Lemonade. It's in this sea of rage and revenge, but at the core of the song, there's this intense insecurity. She's asking, tell me, what did I do wrong?
And then immediately corrects herself, oh, I already asked that, my bad. It's that messy internal collision of powerful fury and vulnerable self-doubt.
It's so real.
And if we look at the evolution of female retaliation, especially in country music, we see a huge societal shift.
Kenny Wells' 1952 hit. It wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels. Sources call that the beginning of a slow rebellion.
A slow rebellion is the perfect phrase.
Because that song blamed the Honky Tonk Angels, the other women, for taking the men. It wasn't direct confrontation, just deflecting responsibility from the guy.
Then you move forward to Loretta Lynn. You ain't woman enough to take my man.
Okay, so that's more assertive.
It is, but the assertion is verbal. It's a direct confrontation with the other woman to, protect her turf.
The profound shift comes later, though. It mirrors that broader social empowerment of women.
Exactly. When Carrie Underwood released Before He Cheats in 2006, the narrator is no longer just talking, she acts.
He has a whole plan.
A calculated plan to destroy the cheating man's truck. I mean, that is just overt defiance of how a decent woman was expected to behave. It showed the acceptable range of emotional response, even in mainstream country, had just blown wide open.
And the sound was different for country, too.
Totally non-traditional structures for the genre.
That evolution from blaming the angel to literally taking a baseball bat to the headlights is a massive cultural indicator. But is that really empowerment? Or is it just, a cinematic rage that doesn't fix the core problem?
It's cinematic catharsis for sure, but it reflects agency, the power to impose a consequence.
And that agency extends to money, too.
For sure. We see it in pop and R&B, Blue Cantrell's 2001 hit Em Up style, Oops. That was all about women using the cheating man's money to get back at him.
Revenge comes in many currencies.
It certainly certainly does. Moving from the betrayed to the triangle itself, we enter the most psychologically complex zone, forbidden love and infidelity.
And the perspective of this single woman in an affair is particularly revealing.
Whitney Houston's classic 1985 ballad, Saving All My Love for You, is just the perfect picture of this heartache.
She's saving her emotional core for a man she can't have. It's all longing and internal conflict.
And the sources note the rumor that the song was inspired by her supposed affair with Jermaine Jackson, which shows how these fictional scenarios can reflect real turmoil.
Living that hidden life is just a constant gnawing pain.
Yeah, and Little Mix with Jason Derulo captured the modern version of this in Secret Love Song. That lyric, why can't I hold you in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor?
Oof.
That's the core of it. The desire for public affirmation, which is impossible in an affair, that's the daily frustration.
And psychologically, what is the cost of living outside of what they call mononormative?
This expectation that relationships should be one-on-one.
Right. The single woman in the affair often ends up accepting these emotional crumbs because she feels compelled to be in a couple, even a secret limited one.
And she can't express her full needs or desires. She often takes on this caretaker and rescuer role.
That sounds exhausting.
It requires significant emotional work, just maintaining the status quo, hiding her needs, suppressing what she really wants.
But the cheater isn't always untouched either.
Not at all. Stevie Wonder's 1985 hit Part-Time Lover explores it from the male perspective. It went to #1.
And the central tension is right there in the line. We are strangers by day, lovers by night, knowing it's so wrong but feeling so right.
But the genius of that song is the twist. The narrator realizes he's not her only secret partner.
When the man calls their exchange and won't leave a name.
Yep. And that line, I guess that two can play that game, it just completely destabilizes his whole position. He's not the only one taking risks.
That's brilliant. And you see the regret, too, in songs like George Michael's Careless Whisper. He said he wrote that as a teenager.
Which is amazing.
Inspired by his own guilt over handling real relationships poorly. That kind of profound song about regret coming from youthful guilt. It just proves the emotional damage starts early.
And this deep dive into toxic affairs suggests that sometimes being involved can be, well, masochistic.
Driven by the illusion of a happy ending.
Or just the desire to feel something else besides grief or numbness. It's a way to feel alive, even if that feeling is grief.
And this emotional work isn't just internal, right? The sources say it shows up physically.
Oh yeah. The stress of leading a double life or accepting crumbs, it leads to migraines, high blood pressure.
I think I saw something about patch rash.
A clinical diagnosis of severe patch rash, yeah, due to the constant tension and pressure of the illicit relationship.
Wow.
Infidelity is even described in some psychological texts using terror-like language. It's called a threat to the very fabric of American social structure.
But that's not a universal perspective.
Not at all. I mean, Hillary Clinton reportedly told her husband's chief of staff during the Lewinsky scandal, there are worse things than infidelity.
It's a good contrast. And to that point, we do see songs exploring non-monogamy without all the deceit.
Right, like Mary McGregor's Torn Between Two Lovers. She acknowledges loving two people at once. Loving you both is breaking all the rules.
And you see polyamorous themes pop up in other genres too.
Yeah. You do. Snake River Conspiracies, You and Your Friend, touches on an unspoken triad. And the SOS Band's R&B track, Just Be Good to Me, also gets into the idea of multiple agreed-upon partners.
Okay, so we've covered the destruction, the shame, the forbidden stuff. Now let's pivot to the attempt to salvage things.
Seeking connection and repair.
This is where the emotional pendulum swings back toward vulnerability.
And that desperate, driving passion to save a relationship is just perfectly captured in Jasmine Sullivan's Need You Bad.
The music itself reflects that tension, doesn't it?
It really does. It has this kind of Caribbean bounce, but it's combined with these anxious, urgent drums. It just underscores how heart-wrenching and relentless that repair process can be.
I think the biggest breakthrough moment is realizing you're fighting the wrong battle.
Exactly. Alabama Shakes Don't Want to Fight. It captures that critical turning point.
It's the realization of the difference between fighting for the relationship versus fighting pointlessly for pride, just to be right.
Sometimes the most powerful move is just to drop the gloves.
And the simple act of appreciation is so vital. Kirby's Loved by You reminds us of that.
A beautiful, soulful ballad about the importance of speaking up and appreciating the love we have before it slips away.
And then finally, you get to those ultimate expressions of unconditional commitment, the ones that define our cultural idea of romance.
Enrique Iglesias' Hero, swearing to fight against anything to save his lover.
And John Legend reinforced that with All of Me in 2013, appreciating a lover's curves and all their edges, all their perfect imperfections.
And these songs aren't just feelings, they are massive commercial successes. The data confirms the market power here. 9.6% of all Billboard Hot 100 number ones have the word love or a variation in the title.
So these moments of repair might be universal, but 9.6%, that isn't just poetic. That's quantifiable proof that deeply expressed emotion is big business. But how does that raw feeling translate into a cold inverse point system?
This is where we have to switch our brains from poetry to percentages.
The charts are the ultimate arbiters of popular taste.
Or at least popular consumption.
Yeah, so tell us about the mechanics of the Billboard Hot 100.
Okay, so the Hot 100 has been the U.S. music industry standard since 1958. Its rankings are determined by combining three key things: sales, both physical and digital, radio airplay, and online streaming, all within the U.S.
And it's the all-time ranking, inverse point system. That sounds dense. What does that mean for the listener?
In simple terms, it means that weeks at number one are weighted the most heavily. The points decrease the further down the chart you go, so longevity and supremacy matter more than a quick peak. The longer you stay at the very top, the better your all-time standing.
And they weight different eras differently.
They do, to account for huge historical shifts in how quickly songs turn over on the chart.
And now we have album equivalent units.
Exactly. That metric is used to combine physical sales like vinyl with digital streams and single-track sales into one big number. But this system has led to a lot of debate, especially around bundling.
The bundling controversy. This is where the business gets messy.
It does. We saw artists like Travis Scott and Taylor Swift strategically use bundles. They sell albums alongside low-cost things like keychains or hats.
So because the physical item comes with the album, it dramatically boosts the sales metric.
Precisely.
So if I buy a $5 keychain, that effectively counts as a sale and pushes the artist to number one. And that could devalue a position earned just by organic radio play and streams.
That is the exact critique. It's this ethical gray area where chart success can be optimized by maximizing merchandise sales.
What about all the viral chaos we see on social media? If a song explodes in a viral challenge, do those millions of views count?
That is a major misconception. Most social media view counts from, say, Instagram Reels or TikTok do not count toward the Hot 100.
Right.
The only video metric that might be counted is from content ID'd YouTube videos that are specifically registered to Nielsen SoundScan. It's a crucial technical distinction that a lot of people miss.
Okay, let's pivot back to the words themselves. Let's look at the long-term data on linguistic shifts in popular music over 5 decades. What's our collective lyrical mood?
The data reveals a very clear, sustained trend. Over that 50-year period, from 1973 to 2023, there's been a significant long-term increase in stress-related language, overall negativity, and lyrical simplicity.
So songs are getting more repetitive.
More repetitive, yeah.
Given that, I would have absolutely expected those negative trends to just spike after major societal shocks, like 9/11 or the pandemic.
Did they?
Surprisingly, no. And this is counterintuitive. Those negative trends did not amplify after those huge shocks. It suggests the music that people consumed most heavily during those crises served as comfort or distraction.
Not a mirror of distress.
Exactly. People sought escape, not an amplification of their own anxiety in their playlists.
That is truly fascinating. It's like a form of musical avoidance. But the data did capture one major linguistic curveball that reversed that long-term trend, right? It did. During the high-stress political period of the Trump presidency, lyrical complexity actually increased. That's a distinct deviation from the 5-decade trend towards simplification. Listeners were consuming music with more nuanced language during that specific high-tension cycle.
Tying this all back to our main theme of love and relationships, the data confirms what we might feel instinctively.
Which is that the use of the word love has been steadily decreasing in popular music lyrics over the decades.
So it creates this fascinating summary. On one hand, we've got these messy, raw, devastating emotions, and the attempts to repair them, and that still fuels the industry.
Right, but on the other, the charts measure the cold, quantifiable success of that emotional output.
And the long-term data shows we are linguistically pulling away from defining those experiences with the simplest, most powerful word.
It creates a tremendous disconnect. Music consumption clearly reflects public mood, especially in uncertain times.
Yet the lyrical trends show a definite shift away from an overt positive expression like love.
It certainly does. And that raises a huge question that we want to leave with you, the listener, to think about. Given that the data shows the use of the word love is decreasing, while lyrical complexity went up during a high-stress political period, what does that tell us about the state of emotional expression in pop culture today?
Are we getting more complex in how we talk about sadness and anxiety?
Or are we just becoming more guarded, less willing to use that four-letter word to define our complicated, messy experiences?
That is definitely food for thought. Thank you for diving deep with us. See you next time.